welcome back. This is officially the second episode of the Unpolished podcast. But today, got a little different vibe on the go. As promised, we brought Jeff on the show.
Big Jeff.
What's up?
I'm assuming everyone can take a wild guess that that's Jeff. Today, we're going to be breaking down relationships.
God, this is going to be a pretty in-depth episode.
Yeah,
Instead of being so general as last time.
We forgot our shovels to dig our own graves on this one, but we'll just run it and see what kind of response we get on that.
Jeff, you ready to see how deep of a hole you can dig yourself into, or what?
Got plenty of holes to go into.
Jeff's got six cozy holes to choose from right now, so he's fine.
Jesus.
I guess first off, I just wanted to thank everybody for all the feedback.
Thank you so much.
We got quite a bit of pretty good response on the last video.
For being just right after upload, it actually went fairly good. A lot of positive comments.
Someone even recommended me to be do an ASMR podcast.
Give them a little taste right now.
No, that's going to be on my OnlyFans page. No.
Can you even hear that on the mic?
Probably not.
Oh, God.
But I'm going to do
How much are you going to charge?
1001.
1001. Shout out Chris Leah.
Yeah. So, no, on my ASMR podcast, it's going to be R-rated. So, it'll be on my OnlyFans. If anyone thinks I'm joking that I have an OnlyFans, you're wrong.
We need some cash flow for this setup.
So I guess let's break this down into being single, being in a relationship, and then we're going to break it down more into just relationships in general.
Sounds good.
All right. So I don't know if you would pass the mic off to Jeff on this one because Daniel's his leash is a little tight right now. So
also, just please excuse us. We only have two mics right now, so and also,
Doesn't
Jacob,
take,
just stop talking.
That doesn't take away from the fact that Jeff's probably got a little bit more to say on that.
No, fair.
You can just nod and then explain yourself later.
So what I think about being single and
kind of I guess we'll start off with what do you think what are the perks?
The perks of being a single.
Yeah, like single versus a relationship. What are the perks?
Well, first off, by being single, you can do your own thing. Don't have to worry about what your significant other wants to do, and it's on your own time. And especially if you're trying to you don't have as much money.
The paint on my credit card lasts a ton longer when I'm not in a relationship.
So basically, with being single, you don't have to pay for double for anything, and that's one perk that's
the worst part. I've noticed that a lot now. Being single, like you get a bill at a restaurant, and your fucking tab is way less.
I know, and
I guess I can bring Daniel in on this. How do the bills feel when those come to the table?
At first, you don't really notice because you know what I mean. Like it's not a big deal, but they start to add up after a while. But
until your overdraft has overdraft.
Okay, it's always overdraft, Jacob. Come on.
Fact.
I spend money I don't even have. Like, come on. Let's be real.
That's probably one of the realest things you've ever said.
And for me personally, being single allows me to really work on myself and build myself up. And if I was in a relationship, it would take away from my time to work on
just the shit that you're
business or like fitness or anything I want to learn. I want to get better at. Being single definitely.
Well, you have way more time on your hands.
Yes, exactly.
To do your own thing.
And in my opinion, like being single is definitely okay, and it's okay to be alone, which most people need to learn
how to be on your own.
Yeah, being alone because
that was one thing. Like I might jump ahead right now, but like we're gonna talk deal breakers. We're definitely gonna expand on this, but one of them is like when people just don't have their own fucking lives.
Yeah,
like it's the fucking worst.
Yeah, like being single also allows you to discover who you are, and a lot of times, like personally, from my past experience, if you come from a place that you don't truly love yourself, you always end up chasing someone who doesn't love you back because you don't know what you deserve.
It's validation.
Yeah, and you end up with the wrong people, and you basically seek what validation comes to you, and you basically settle for less, and that's something your standards get lower. Yeah, and
I feel like my standards have gone a lot higher.
Yeah,
from being single.
For sure, because you discover what
what you actually deserve.
Yeah, and to top it all off, I think that being single is always better, and will always, doesn't matter what age you are, being single will always be better than being in the wrong relationship, because being in the wrong relationship will take away and make your life worse, which is never worth it. And at the end of the day, being single is better than that.
And just to bring it back to like the last podcast, like what you mentioned, Jacob, last time, it could be a complete waste of time. Like if you're
exactly.
with the wrong
That's
person,
a worst.
right?
Well, then you just
like,
end up regretting shit because it's such a waste of time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then, like, as far as being single goes, this one definitely goes for Jeff and I. What are like the worst dates you've been on? Like, have you ever left? I don't think I've ever asked you this outside of this. Like, have you ever left a date? Like, just got up and fucked off?
Not necessarily, no. Maybe because I have too much.
You wanted to, though.
Yeah, and especially if they're on their phone and stuff like that.
Oh, fuck
like,
that. Like, they're too comfortable with you?
That's definitely not even too comfortable, like, but like that shows me like disrespect and like why am I wasting time and paying for this date when I can hang out with my friends that will give me better entertainment when you're just gonna be on your phone? Like, screw that bullshit.
I'd rather just be jerking off on the couch.
Yeah, right. Like, fuck.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I've only left one time, and that was a while ago.
What did you do?
You straight up just walked out.
Yeah, I just left because we went to.
Okay, explain the story. Come on, please.
I need a drink for this one.
Getting a little parched, eh?
Doesn't help.
Ooh,
But
what were we drinking there? A little scotch?
Well, if we got the relationship podcast, we had to set a little sexy vibe here. So definitely got some drinks on the go, a little candlelight for the boys.
Get some Drake music in the background or what?
No, I don't want to cry today. Some Marvin's Room. I think we're so knowledgeable. The camera's gonna shut off. We're gonna hug each other and cry.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily have like a date where I went out
where you like
away.
left.
Yeah, but there's definitely been ones where I just
where you want to.
Yeah, and you kind of know it's not going anywhere, and your gut just knows like this ain't gonna work. But there's with me like sometimes
do you just put up with it.
Sometimes I do just to see where it goes, and sometimes on a first date you truly, because you're nervous, you may not be as yourself as much, but sometimes in your gut you do know, like based on interests and topics that you guys talk about, and if you guys vibe or not. And one thing I've learned over the years is to always trust your gut instinct, because your head may trick and your heart may blind, but your gut never lies, and that's something I live by. And I wish that's something. It's wisdom, man.
I wish I could come up with half the shit that you say.
like, okay, I guess what I was gonna say is like inspiration, but like to your point, Jeff, like within the first 5 minutes of sitting down, you should be able to tell like there's got to be something there. That's the one thing I've noticed.
Well, for sure.
Right?
No, like
so
I guess to tie that in, like, okay, we were honestly talking about this before the podcast.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Speaking on the wisdom, you guys brought me in for a reason, and gotta provide some knowledge too.
Well, you speak a hell of a lot more eloquently than we do.
Yeah, no.
So
we're a little bit rough around the edges.
Yeah, this guy especially, you can tell.
Wow.
So, as far as this goes, we were talking about this before as well. These headphones are so stupid. We were talking about this before. Corolla versus R8.
Oh man.
Okay,
man.
On the first
here
date,
we go.
Everybody wants to know, like, was there a difference, Jeff, from the car upgrade?
Well, honestly, like especially every guy or even women, they think when you get like a nice sports car, like every woman's gonna be all over you, and
no, you're gonna have every guy on you.
Yeah, everyone thinks like
it's a fact.
Like ladies are gonna be sliding into your DMs and all that, but the reality is nobody gives a shit about your car, and the only people that truly care is the dudes. The dudes, like if you're
girls don't give a shit.
No, they really don't.
Okay, we got the Oilers game on as well in the background, so if I get pissed off that we just got scored on.
Jacob just lose his mind in the background, that's probably
it's 1-0 Anaheim, so I'm not gonna be as happy for the rest of this podcast.
And to be honest, no, it doesn't attract women. And if you think that a car will make girls want you, you are
wrong.
Look, you want a gold digger or something like that, then sure. But if you want something serious,
yeah. But like, I guess what I'm getting at is like, have you ever had that happen? Like, has anyone ever tried to gold dig you? Like, or do you always go for the Corolla on the first date and the R8 for the second?
You know, it really depends.
That'd be smart.
I had people who like hit me up after I got the car, but not
like, are we talking like girls or fake friends?
Well, a little bit of both,
bit
maybe.
of both.
You can kind of see.
Take me for a ride, bro.
Yeah, like I actually hung out with someone like that before, and it went nowhere. And that was the one time like I took out the R8, but no, at the end of the day, I believe like taking the low key route is better because
on the first date,
yeah, like you don't want someone to like know what you have and want you for the wrong reasons. You don't want to like
pour it all out, like exactly, like right off the bat.
Yeah, like true for sure, man. Like after a little side topic is like after you own the car, you kind of like stop really caring about like the excitement of getting attention or anything like that. You get kind of tired of it, and and that relates back to like being low key with the Corolla, and you want someone who likes you for who you are and not because you have like a nice Rolex or nice Ferrari or something like that. Like at the end of the day, that doesn't define you, doesn't make you a better person. And
that's
of course, like it's nice to have all that stuff, right? But
it's for you. It's not for
man.
It's
like,
all that shit's for you, and I feel like people judge that.
Yeah, man.
Like especially until like if they don't know you. I think we were talking about this the other week at dinner. We were saying like, what the fuck do people like think of you when you're like you pull up and like you think you pull up in a nice car?
They're probably first impression to see a young dude pulling up in an R8. You probably think like, oh, maybe parents' money or like whatever, right? But they don't see like the hard work it took to get there, or like the failures that you've gone through, the doubts and struggles, and and that's just the way society is. And but what can you do? Just be wise about it. That's all I can say.
I guess like just to clarify on the car situation, it's because like you recently got your new vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So not too long ago.
Yeah, that was just a summer. So I thought I'd ask because like summer, you're definitely out and about more, like maybe on more dates. Yeah. So I was genuinely curious because I've never really asked you that.
Well, and to go into like, you always see it on YouTube, those like, I guess like, the gold digger pranks. Or I wanted to see if that's actually
true,
real. I mean, true, right? Because obviously it won't be as extreme.
I'm still
a lot of those videos are probably fake. I'm assuming, not real. But I just wanted to see if like you actually see it in day to day.
I'm still in the Maserati, so I don't really get that vibe yet. But
we'll see. Anyone who's listening and watching this, having a nice car will not attract a woman.
Yeah, if you want, how many?
Or it will, and the wrong reasons, right?
This should be a quick answer. How many guys' phone numbers have you got versus girls' phone numbers you got from that?
I could have gotten so many dudes' number, but like
new friends,
women, 0.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. You don't need that for the wrong reasons.
Oh, definitely not. I don't need that.
Yeah. I guess anyways, so I guess let's bring Dylan on this one. Now like perks on being in a relationship.
Cuddles.
That's it.
Stop bullshitting.
You better say something good. Your girlfriend's watching.
I don't know. It's just nice having. I don't know.
I think
that's a
consistency.
Really hard question.
It shouldn't be.
Okay, yeah. Now you're just making me sound bad. I don't know.
Isn't that what I'm here for?
Pardon?
Isn't that what I'm here to do?
Yeah.
More or less. I don't know. Like perks would be like you like. It's like I said in the last podcast. It's exhausting. Like dating nowadays is fucking exhausting, and the people that are out there are also fucking exhausting. So it's nice to just like, I mean, like, for lack of a better way to put it, like you just have a sure thing. You don't have to like invest all your time to multiple people, spend all this money. Like, so much nicer to just chill with somebody.
I have to agree too. Like, dating in today's society, it's like a mess, and especially you meet someone on like a dating app and stuff. Yeah. There's a common trend. They don't know what they want. Not only that, because let's say I went on a date with a woman I meet on, I don't know what these dating apps are, but like there's tons of them. Let's say, I don't know, Tinder, most common one, for example. I meet one.
Not Grindr?
I don't know. You can tell me about that.
We'll get on that in the next episode.
Ooh, shots fired.
So with meeting one on Tinder, yeah, sure, you can land a date and whatever. That's actually not too hard. But the thing is, what I noticed is these women, they don't know what they want. They have a unlimited supply of guys hitting them constantly, and they always feel like they can do better, and they don't really they don't.
There's a difference between settling and then just like being unreasonable with your standards, like picking apart everything somebody does.
Yeah, and like with dating today, what I notice most is they always don't know what they want, and because I think
I've been through that too.
It has something.
Recently.
It has something to do with social media, because social media makes it so easy for women or people in general. Guys goes for guys,
men or women, yeah.
But because of social media, it's so easy to just start chatting up with someone new. Go find a page that you see that's someone attractive, and you start liking their photos and follow them, and next thing you know, they are chatting, and then next thing you know, like your current dynamic is fizzling out because they start talking to someone new and exciting, and that's the sad part about like social media and all these dating
Really
apps.
fucks with stuff.
It does, and people are always feeling like they're comparing and looking and thinking that they can do better.
Comparing's a huge one.
Yeah, and what I know we haven't talked about this yet, but what I think is like a good, not a turn on, but like something that I see that is really valuable with a woman is if she's beautiful enough to get hit on, but loyal enough to reject advances, and that's quite difficult for my experience for women these days, because they always like attention. And
I guess like I would just say the best part about it, to break it down, would be like you just have companionship when you're in a relationship. You don't have that same companionship when you're single, because like it's not really companionship if you're hanging out with somebody new every week and going over that whole process of still meeting people, and it's just you actually share those experiences with somebody instead of
you get to build
exactly. There's been a lot of like experiences that I've had with my girlfriend, and like just new stories to tell, right? And it's just a different, I guess, vibe. I guess you know what I mean. Like it's just
definitely means more.
100%.
Yeah. So, I guess next up that I wanted to speak on was like toxic relationships, because there's a ton of those out there now, and I've been in them myself, and I'm sure you guys have.
Oh yeah, man.
So I don't know, like Daniel, have you been in? I know you're in a relationship now, but like, would you consider any of like the girls you were like dating prior or going on dates with, like, did you get any like toxic vibes from that?
Well, like I didn't go on like a whole lot of dates prior. Like I've like talked to other women and stuff like that. But like you can just tell from right off the top, just like flaking, going out on like meeting up for like coffees and stuff, flaking on that, or just not like just on the dating aspect. No, I haven't had a lot of that. And with the current relationship I'm in right now, it's fine and great. So nothing to comment on that. So
can I go off on what you just said there, Daniel, with women flaking on you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So this just
doesn't go off, Queen.
Come on,
King. You mean King?
This is your safe spot. This is your safe spot.
So going off from what you said, Daniel, I think not just like. Okay, so if you are experiencing that in the beginning of like trying to get to know someone already, and this what I'm about to say next will also relate to people in relationships. Doesn't matter how long it may have been, but in my opinion, any woman that truly wants you will not make things difficult. Life's too short to be with someone that's unsure about you, and sometimes you just gotta. Realize like sometimes if it's too hard, like it's this really like
that's probably what a lot of people experience with toxic relationships, is like people that aren't sure about you. Yeah. Then you end up like you're literally just like, I don't know, like it just kind of breaks you down as a person.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, it makes you double think yourself, right? You shouldn't be like obviously there's little things that you can fix and stuff like that, but like you shouldn't have to change yourself dramatically to like I don't know what's the word.
But a
I'm
lot of
looking
people
for?
do.
If you're
To
experiencing
adapt to that person, you know what I mean? You shouldn't have to change yourself.
if you're experiencing any sort of insecurities or having confidence issues in general, having the wrong type of person in your relationship will amplify those issues that you deal with. So make sure to not dwell too.
Make sure to
too
deal
far
with that
into it.
beforehand.
Yeah, or
Don't
else
bring that into. That's another toxic thing to do that guys do is I feel like they bring shit like into. Fucking Oilers just got scored on again, so that's great.
Okay, Jacob, we're trying to do a podcast here. Come on.
This is pissing me off.
Yeah, no, this isn't looking too good.
I would just say like,
But that's probably one of the benefits of being single, right, guys?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Work on yourself, right? If there's some
don't get
things
so-
that, you know what I
don't-
mean? Don't bring that into the relationship because that just adds another thing to deal with. Almost,
yeah, and then
right?
if you can yell at the hockey game on your own terms, and if you have a girl around you, next thing you know, you're being told you got to go to anger management, and that sucks.
And I do not need to go to anger management if you're asking Jacob.
So I guess like to tie that all in, I'm like super curious on deal breakers.
deal breakers for me is if a woman
Like top 3.
still wants attention from someone else and your attention is not enough, and that can be from her talking to other dudes and stuff like that, and what that signals to me is your attention is not enough for her to not want someone else's, and that's a huge red flag. And that when they do that, they have a more prone tendency to cheat on you, and that's a huge red flag.
Huge deal breaker.
Huge, and that's it makes my.
What about some pet peeves that are deal breakers? Because I've got a few.
Drugs.
Okay, yeah, big one. Every fucking girl in the world loves Coke. Well, maybe not. Okay, sorry. I'll say like every girl out there that's like still partying, still like that high school mentality. Yeah, you're gonna fucking have problems with like drinking every weekend, Coke every weekend. It's so disgusting.
It's a habit, and habits are hard to quit, and that's
it's so bad.
It's fun, as they call it.
But it really gets to you when you get older.
I think it's a lot worse than bringing some insecurities in a relationship if you're bringing that shit into a relationship. And I've been there, man. Like, I've dated chicks that like do that shit. And that was like when I was younger. And like now looking back at that, I'm like, holy fuck. Like I could never put up with that now.
Yeah, that's something.
Smoking's a huge one.
Yeah, that's no. I don't like someone who like smokes weed and stuff, and like, cause that's like form of laziness too, and I don't need that. You want someone who like.
Yeah, you got like cigarettes especially. You get like, you're gonna smell like shit. Your car is gonna smell like shit. They're gonna smell like shit. It's like.
Yeah, I gotta quit that.
So it's just no good all around, eh? It's just not a good thing.
Fuck that. What are your deal breakers, Daniel?
Not being close in it with the whole family. That's a big thing for me. I mean, I don't know if that's just me being the European in me, but that's a big thing for me.
So no daddy issues.
Basically, yeah, no daddy issues.
Fair enough.
I have to agree, based on looking at how their family is, and
you can see the dynamic, and they bring that dynamic into your family.
Obviously, like sometimes there's exceptions where they like come out of understanding like their upbringing and they work on fixing it, but a lot of times if they come from a broken family or they don't have their dads around or mom around, they grow up, especially if they don't have their dads, they are always looking for they're always looking for Prince Charming, but they will never be one because they don't even know they don't even have a template of what makes a good man because their dad was never there. And these people, they're always looking for a bottomless pit of emotional need that can never be filled because going back to their dad, they don't know what makes a good man. So even if they had Prince Charming in front of them, they still don't think what they have is good. And it's really sad. And sometimes these girls, these women, they don't they didn't choose to not have a dad, or they didn't choose to have a broken family, but just something. It's something you have to proceed with caution, and it's something I've experienced myself. And it's people a lot of times when they go through things like this, they will bring it into the relationship dynamic.
I would say like not at the start, but in the future.
Yeah, even sometimes in the start, you can pick it up, and serious cases they end up doing this not disgraceful, but they do end up doing things such as like being a stripper or like porn star. Those are extreme cases, and most of the time, if you look into these past of these women, they they come from a dysfunctional family, and it really ruins them psychologically. So
yeah, fair enough.
So if you end up having kids, make sure you do it for the kids, and don't
make sure you're actually there for them.
Don't just screw off and not think about them, because it really
don't if you go get milk, come back.
Yeah, literally.
If you go get smokes, you better be fucking coming back with a pack for your kid.
Seriously.
So like, what's the worst to see like between, I guess everybody can speak on this one. Like, what's the worst shit you can see like with one of your friends, like guy or a girl, getting into a relationship? Like, what's the worst thing to see happen? Because like there's nothing worse than.
Can you please plug in that meme or whatever, with like the guy where he just like fades away into the back?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna throw that out there.
But yeah, like
that's pretty much it. Like knowing your boy, just like their leash just gets tighter.
Or you know what I mean? Like they just spend like
I don't even know how you're breathing, Daniel.
Come on, come on. No, but like seriously, like for other people, they just end up disappearing off the face of the planet. And you're like, okay, you know, good for them. They're putting a lot of effort and time into the relationship, and that's completely fine. But like, you know what I mean? You should be able to personally still hang out with, have your own time, right? And that's a big thing. Just make sure you have your own time to do your own stuff.
Seems to always come back to like, have your own fucking life.
100%.
And like same goes for a guy. Like I feel like you'll push every fucking girl away if you think that like if that's just your life.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Like if you just like what I get what you mean. Like if you make a woman the center of your universe,
life, yeah. Like you were saying, like if you're not focusing on everything else you do, like there's a guy over here had 365 consecutive days at the gym.
Oh yeah, like
and won an award.
Yeah,
I did.
And won an award. I've never won an award other than a participation award.
So
and one Pornhub award.
Pornhub award
for what?
We'll talk about that on the.
Is that another podcast?
Yeah, you gotta pay for my OnlyFans for that shit.
So I only got $10 though.
It's 10:01. All right, welcome back. Sorry for the cut.
I swear to God, Jacob, if we start losing followers because of these stupid cuts you're putting in,
man, at least the last time I had the SpongeBob cut, so
okay, yeah.
That's all that matters. Nah, just working out some camera issues, but oh well. Well, let's just jump back into this. I think where did we leave off? We left off on couple. Oh, I think what I wanted to say was couple things. I know you were in a snap on this.
Yeah.
We were talking about this during this cut, actually. Things that couples do that piss you off. Like,
okay, big one for me here. give me the microphone. Big thing for me. You go to dinner, having a great time, and you see another couple sit down, and they sit on the same side. Like, how are you planning? Like, we look awkward right now talking on the podcast, and we're all sitting beside. Imagine having dinner with your significant other and talking like this while trying to eat. It just
that was like when we were at you didn't come, but we had gone to the fuck was it? Three Migos, and there was a couple sitting on the same side of the table. I don't know if this girl was an escort. I don't know what profession? Yeah, I don't know what her profession was. It sure wasn't going on. It sure wasn't a casual date. Like we'll get a little touchy-feely on the Unpolished podcast. She was literally like, he's going like this, just casually rubbing her back wide open in a Mexican restaurant. Kind of thought that was weird. Sitting on the same side of the table, holding hands, like she may as well have been sitting on his face. Like it was so fucking bad.
That's like not the same as that, but like one of my pet things I don't like to see is because I go to the gym a lot, I see
the gym couples.
yeah, man. Like that's a huge like oh my god. Like the most recent memory I remember is like this. I was just working out doing cables.
Like when you were a baby.
What? No, this was like weeks ago, and
Okay, fair.
I was at the gym just using the cable machine, and there's this couple like on the right of me, and this guy's just making out with her, and like he like
While she was doing it, like this.
no, like they were just standing there, they weren't doing any machines, and this guy was making out with her, and then he like grabs his ass and like starts like holding it, like I'm like oh my god, man, get a room, and
Like at least fuck in the washroom.
right. And
Have you ever hooked up with a girl at the gym?
no, man.
Would
Wait,
you?
what do you mean as hook up? Like,
Okay, here we go. But have you?
you mean
Like anything.
You mean meeting a chick at the gym?
No, like hook up with them at the gym.
Oh no, that's savage.
Like you're sweaty.
That's savage.
That tone is set. You're swole.
No,
The
that's
blood is
savage.
flowing to areas.
My yellow dragon doesn't allow that to happen. I'm more classy than that.
Yeah. The yellow dragon takes time off at the gym.
Jeff, have you ever had a gym date?
Gym date?
Yeah, like
course.
taking a girl to the gym.
Yeah, of course I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Like go to the gym as a date. Is that a date?
Oh, you mean like going to the gym as a date?
Yeah, like straight up go like, hey, let's.
Yes, I have actually. I have.
Do you critique her on her form? Is that like a deal breaker for you?
No. We'll go into next time. We'll save that for another story. But yeah, I have gone on a date to the gym, and I've actually got stood up before
At the gym?
Yeah,
At least you have
like
something to do.
I was supposed to work out with this chick, and she stood me up, and I just sat there waited for her. Like I gave her like half an hour, and I was like, after half an hour, I was like, she ain't gonna show
She was
up.
like,
And
she's like, you're a little
she
good
gave me
life
a
bitch.
no.
Did you finish your set though? Like, did you finish your whole workout after?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
start
word.
because I
Don't
was
waste the session.
Hell no. And yeah, she gave me a crazy, like lame excuse saying.
Oh, I thought she was gonna see. She gave you some crazy shit after.
No,
Like wraps the cable around your dick or something.
that's a little too.
That reminds me. Like I didn't even say like. Okay, speaking of dates, the time I left that date.
Yes,
I didn't even speak on
you
that.
didn't finish that.
So the time I left, it was like, okay, I like to think of myself, guy. Like I'm the kind of guy that like I've really mastered the date. I master date. But
Do you have it all? Do you have like a planner?
oh fuck yeah!
No, you don't.
Like I do, but I don't. Like I don't say I do,
Mentally,
but I do.
you got
100%.
steps.
I'm like I'm doing this. I will pick you up at here at this time. We will go here, and then I'll proceed to be like, oh my god, what a beautiful night it is. We're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna.
Do you ever
this.
just wing it?
No, fuck that.
Okay.
You'll fuck up.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I usually have like a plan of action of
Have
like,
a little
what's gonna
scroll.
happen.
Have a scroll.
Yeah, what you want to do is like you want to do something called mini dates. So each time you go on different dates, like after dinner you go for dessert, and after dessert you go take her to a view. And when you do that, she remembers it as 3 different experiences. And in the long run, it makes them feel like they've known you. They remember those 3 events as like 3 separate things in her head. So then it'll make her feel like she's known you for longer. And this doesn't just apply to.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I've been doing that
But
for a while.
it's not really a thing, but I'm just saying, like
It's a thing. Clearly, it's a thing.
she'll remember those 3 things as 3 different events.
Okay, but
know what I'm
anyways,
saying?
so this person,
Yeah.
we had gone like, I think we ended up going to the Fairmont. Fairmont's a fucking vibe. I'm just trying to have a fucking nice hot chocolate, set the vibe, and like a girl that just sits on their fucking phone and can't like have a conversation. I was so fucking bored at that point because this is like after dinner, fucking walking around this and that. And I just literally got up. I gave her money for a cab, and I'm like fairly close to home at that point. Like I don't have to go that far. I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna head out. So
Okay, how did she react to that? You just literally just sent her home, like.
no, I didn't do shit. She can do whatever she wants after that. Like she got the money for the cab, go home. Like you're fucking boring.
At least you were a gentleman to
Yeah,
Provide
but you're
her-
a fucking gentleman with dates.
me.
You're a gentleman.
What makes you say that?
That time with the what's the most extravagant you've been on a date?
So the craziest.
You go above and beyond. Yeah, the craziest date.
I think at the end of the day, yeah, like I'm like a hopeless romantic.
Fair, I love you so.
The most like So are we saying the craziest or like the most like above and beyond that I've done?
Like above and beyond. Like you like it's like a job interview. Like how do you go above and beyond?
I don't really know like something specific off the top of my head, but
I know the one.
You know the one?
Yeah, the tea in the snow.
The tea in the snow?
Yeah.
Remind me of that. What was that again?
That was the one where you guys went for a walk and you had it planned out.
Oh,
We're talking about planning.
I usually do that with every date though. Like I kind of have an idea.
Oh, it's not even special. Any of you girls that's been on a date with Jeff and got the tea in the snow,
if it's
you got finessed.
If it's she'll know if it's special because I do something more than just going.
You'll bring the yellow dragon for a walk.
Wait, so you're saying that you'll go up and above from like planning, like placing tea ahead of time? Like how much more in depth are you going to go into that? Like how much more planning is this going to take?
Like you can't do more than that.
I don't like go crazy in depth. I just have an idea of like what I want to do on a date.
So you don't
like,
blank.
Usually I do like to take, I don't blank and I have an idea like go see like a scenery or like a nice, if it's summertime, you go for a walk, something
Edmonton's
chill
pretty
and
boring in the
yeah,
winter.
Edmonton doesn't have much, but you gotta make the best of it. You kind of look at what
kind of like
you can look at like current events, like what's going on in the city, and
it's kind of like this podcast. Like if we run out of shit to do, we're gonna just turn this into like an OnlyFans video, and shit's gonna get weird.
We'll see about that.
We'll see how this goes. I guess like okay, so we were saying like couple things that couples do that piss you off. What are things like coupley things girls want you to do in the relationship that piss you off? Like if you're like PDA or like, you know, like taking pictures is a huge one because I've been with girls like you go on vacation and it's almost like you're their fucking personal photographer.
Oh, you mean like taking pictures for being like an Instagram boyfriend?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh yeah,
like coupley things you'd have to do like if she wants to like make out in public and like take 16 photos like cares more about that than what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like what pisses you off?
That's probably one of them too, because you don't need like take a photo everywhere you go, right? And just for me, like you just want to enjoy the moment, take pictures of the scenery, not just take pictures of you and your significant other.
Or just put the fucking phone down.
Yeah, and just enjoy the scenery or enjoy
it's so bad.
each other's company. That's probably one of them, I'd say.
I would say probably PDA when it's like overly like all the time. Like maybe cut it down a little bit for me.
I hate like this is a weird one because I'm just like I'm definitely gonna contradict myself. Is like I fucking hate driving everywhere, but I like refuse to let her drive for like 99% of the time unless I'm wasted, and even then.
See, the reason I end up driving most of the time is because I'm a backseat driver. I'll admit to it that I'm always like I'm like, oh, slow down, speed up, blah blah. So instead of me doing that and getting yelled at, I'll just drive. So
like pretty much as you want to do it.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've got a Instagram question that
someone sent in.
Yeah. Also, if you're not,
I should probably check the Instagram.
Following, swipe up or however.
So swipe up on this video.
one of the questions he asked is, what you find attractive in a girl?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Why don't
so
you go
turn-ons.
Yeah,
more or less.
Basically, like what you find attractive.
Fair enough. Daniel, kick it off. You're the one in the relationship. You should know this. This is the real test.
Eyes, smile, and I guess personality is a big thing. It's hard to, but you get the vibe from it, I guess you can say. It's nice hair. If we're gonna get weird into it, you know what I mean?
Like I'd say first impressions are like, if you have eyes and a smile, I'm like a huge fucking sucker for that. Hair is a big one. I think that goes across the board with like all of our friends because we've talked about this before.
Sure.
What about you, Jeff?
What I find attractive, what I first notice, obviously, is you look at, obviously the face comes right after, but you see her body, and then when you see what you like, then you check out her face. And what I like is, that's very general, guys.
So Jeff, this leads me to my next question. Are you a tits or an ass guy?
I'm definitely an ass guy.
Yeah, facts, big time.
Same here.
Okay, because those aren't gonna look good when they're older, and you're gonna be paying for that. You're gonna your credit card's gonna lose some pain after paying for those implants.
Tits never do it for me. Like, sure, like they're nice and they're there, but
they're fun.
With an ass, like
they're fun.
Yeah, like with an ass.
So they call it fun bags.
Yeah, with an ass though, it's like you got to work on that, and with a nice.
You could pay for an ass too.
Well, I don't want that kind of ass.
Okay, in this day and age, you can literally pay for anything and everything.
You could.
Fair enough. You can pay for pussy, and then you don't have to date anybody. That's fair enough. Sorry, what was it? What was this question?
Can I add something?
Pause.
Let me add something.
Yeah, go ahead.
This isn't like a physical attribute, but I feel like if you ask me what quality would make me find a woman attractive, I personally think like brains, beauty, brains, and all that is like it's all bullshit, and that's everywhere. The one true quality that makes a woman valuable, I feel like, is loyalty. And you can find like beauty, brains, and all that. They're everywhere. But if you find a woman that's loyal, that's something really valuable. And if you have guys that's watching this, if you have a woman that's like that, don't let her go, and don't take that for granted.
Jeff, you're loyal as shit. I'm never letting you go.
I know you're not.
Have you guys ever been cheated on?
Yeah.
Have you, Daniel?
Nope.
No, I guess. Well, unless there's something you haven't told us.
Nope, and I don't think I'd ever put up with it if I did. Was to find out and everything.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you, Jacob?
Have you?
Yeah, I said I did.
When?
Yeah, when? When was this?
Probably a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
How did you find out?
I was using my mic.
How did I find out?
Sorry, I'm just getting way too. I'm forgetting about the mic. We need another mic. Anybody want to buy us another mic?
I'll just apologize in advance for any audio problems on this video, but we thought we'd pump this one out. So
I just saw it on her phone, and later I had bad feeling after that, and then I
won't say any names, but was this the one that doesn't live here?
No, not that one. But that one did kind of screw me over too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But
that was a finesse.
It's a crappy feeling when that happens, and you feel like it makes you feel like whatever insecurities or like confidence issues you have, you
blame yourself.
Yeah, and you feel like the main one for me is like you're not good enough, and
but
something's wrong with you. But
I'll pause you there. Do you think, would you guys say like when somebody cheats, who do you blame more? Like your girlfriend, obviously, like,
or the
I'm trying to put this in the best. Yeah, like,
with?
Would you put? Yeah, so.
Well,
I don't know how I blanked on that hard.
That one's easy though, because the only person that can hurt you is the one you're dating. Because the guy.
I don't blame the guy, because the guy just thinks your girlfriend's hot, and that's probably the case. She's hot.
There will always be someone out there that finds your significant other
and they don't
attractive. And at the end of the day, like what I said earlier, it's up to the woman to how she handles people who are hitting on them. So at the end of the day, the person that can truly
I get
the
exactly
person that can hurt
now.
you is the one that you're dating, because if she's attractive, there will be guys hitting on her, but how does she handle people who hit on her? And that at the end of the day is the woman you're dating that hurts you.
And another thing, like I find, like you're gonna start to question yourself and start to blame yourself as it goes on, right? And that's obviously something that you'll find, right? Obviously, you'll blame the obvious person that's doing the cheating or stuff like that. But like you're obviously gonna reflect on yourself, and that's very harmful, right? And that goes back to Jeff's comment of being like self-confidence and.
So like, okay, because I've been in a position where like I've never cheated on somebody, and I've never like I would never do that just because like I've been cheated on, so I know what that's like. So like, it's just not something I'm gonna do.
It's not cool.
But I've been in a position where I've slept with a girl that I didn't know, like didn't tell me that she was in a relationship.
Word? Yeah,
that was like, I can't remember when that was, but it was a while back. But she was in a relationship, and after fucking a few times, I find out that like, because the phone's blowing up, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, oh, sorry, like my boyfriend's all pissed off. And I was like, whoa, like what the fuck? Hell? Like, did you really just put me in this position? And that's a funny story. So that happened. I'm not gonna get into details on that. There's nothing much more to it than like we're just sleeping together, and then I found out she has a boyfriend, and then like tries to kind of spin it off like, oh no, like it's this, it's that. And I'm like, pretty sure it's your boyfriend. She was so like she felt so bad, like to me, because I was like pissed off. I was like kind of like visibly pissed off, like kind of like what the fuck. She went out, bought me a fucking 15-pack of beer, ordered me pizza and wings, and then got her boyfriend to pick her up. So Ubered to my house. I got beer, I fucked, and I got pizza, and her boyfriend picked her up. Like fucking astounding. Other than that, I've never been in that position, but that was fucked.
Did she redeem herself for that? For all that? For the free pizza and beer?
Fucking Oilers scored. To who?
To you.
Oh, no, that's no redemption. Like, you're gone. Like, whatever. I don't know. That's a bad one, but I don't know. I feel like it's all too common nowadays for people to be cheating. I guess, like, speaking of, I don't know if this is cheating, but, like, open relationships and, like, you got your thruples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell no.
One word for that. Or not one word, but, like, it just doesn't work, in my opinion. It would never work.
That was like 5 words.
Well, the one that usually initiates open relationship is one that doesn't feel the one that decides that they want an open relationship. They are not as invested into that person
in it as you are. Yeah.
They want to just keep things open, and whereas the person that accepts
it's like they're dating you, you're not dating them.
Yeah.
Which is what we brought up on the last podcast.
And I find like you can literally do whatever you want, but at the same time, I find someone's gonna catch like more feelings than the other person, and someone's gonna end up hurt, right? So. Yeah.
No, for sure, I agree. Like somebody always catches feelings, so that can be bad. But
yeah.
So I guess like to do with that, have you guys ever seen Sister Wives?
Yeah. I haven't watched it.
You should. It's so fucking bad, man.
What's it
This
about?
guy, he's the greasiest motherfucker in the United States. I swear to God. I'm pretty sure his name's like Cody or Trent or something.
Trent.
Like Keith. He fucking, look this up for Jeff. So he used to have a cul-de-sac of wives. Like he literally had like, there's some.
How do you pull that off?
There's some crusty bitches on that show. And he literally had them all in a I don't know how he pulls it off. I think it's a religion thing.
Is it polygamous?
Is that what it is? What does that mean?
Polygamous.
Like, is that a religion?
No. It's
I'm gonna sound real stupid on this podcast, but is that just like a belief?
Multiple relationships.
It's a belief.
It's
it's Cody with a K. That really sums it up, man.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up for you. But you couldn't do that, Jeff. You couldn't have a cul-de-sac of wives. What's wrong with that?
You'd have to.
Oh no, it's like Mormon. It's a Mormon.
Yeah, well, no, other.
It's a belief. It's a belief
like
within
multiple.
Yeah, it's a belief within the religion.
Yeah, one's enough for me.
One's enough for you?
Yeah, it's too much to handle.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What if you lived in a cul-de-sac with 4 men and you had 1 wife? I'm gonna pitch that show to TLC. I'm gonna pitch a show with you as the fucking star, Jeff.
Why? No, yes. I can't.
No, yes. That's pretty much The Bachelor. Bachelorette, I suppose.
Bachelor. That is like that. That is the ideal of it.
Jeff, do you think you'd ever be on The Bachelor show?
No.
I think you'd be the perfect bachelor.
Why?
You're shredded. You'd be fucking phenomenal for marketing.
It's my winning smile.
And you would pick apart. You'd be so like, because you obviously have like fair standards, and it wouldn't just be for TV. You know what I mean?
It'd be the real deal.
Facts. You'd be the realest bachelor out there. Has there been an Asian bachelor?
I'd be the first one though.
Yeah, exact case. So you're breaking boundaries. I'm gonna sign you up for The Bachelor.
Right after this,
start contacting them and see what they say. Send in my application.
Great success. My wife. I guess like I guess I was gonna tie this into cheating and got kind of off track there. So there is an Asian bachelorette.
I think that's a parody, to be honest. That is a parody. I've seen that before.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's not the real deal.
Oh yeah, it's not real.
Okay.
No.
I wish it was. Did I tell you guys about the time like the only time I've been cheated on? Did I tell you about like what happened? Like when I found out?
No.
Okay, so I was working, and I had been broken up with her for I think it was about 2 months. So I had no explanation on this breakup. We were together for a long time. And like by a long time, I mean like years long. And she comes into my place of work. She asks for where the washroom is with this new guy who we already found out like that they were together. Like me and my friends in the group chat, we found out. And she comes into my work and she's like, "Oh, where's the washroom?" And I'm like, "This is so fucking weird." I'm like, "Okay, so it's just over there." And then he walks away, goes to the washroom. She's like, "Okay, yeah, I think it's fair to say that like I was cheating on you the whole time with this guy and whatever." And she's like, "But you should have seen it coming because your friends knew." And I was like, "Okay, for one, bitch, me and my friends are like any of us or any of my friends, like we're pretty fucking tight knit. That wouldn't fly." But that was probably the most ruthless way to tell somebody like 2 months later you get over somebody and they're like, "Oh, by the way, I was just getting dicked down by some fuckhead." Like,
but like at the same time, like, why? Why even say it like that? Like, just her personality is just mentally.
They can be
like,
savage.
Like, why say that after that long? Is what I was confused about. Like, why now? Like, why tell me now? I tried to ask you for like a week after, and then at that point, you just kind of fucking give up. So
now you have the balls to say.
Now you know.
Pretty much. So.
Okay, one of the questions that I received was, what's the craziest thing you've done on a date?
Like, so yours was like, mine was saying over the top. What do you mean by craziest?
Crazy, like, not the
like fuck on a roller coaster crazy?
That kind of aspect, like
like
doing like something
shoot
wild and stuff. Yeah, something wild, like what, like something that's like out of the realm of.
She's
like,
oh, just like yeah, like oh, shoot some meth between my toes, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so we all know this is going on YouTube, right? Let's try to keep it somewhat like within guidelines.
Fuck your guidelines. I don't give a shit. There's probably videos on YouTube of people shooting meth in their toes. There's got to be. Everything's on the internet. I don't give a fuck.
So, do you have a story or no?
This was a date. This is weird. So I was in Arizona. This is like not. This is like way the fuck back. I wasn't even in like. I had never even like been in a relationship yet. I was probably like maybe questionably 18. And I had gone on like it was like whatever app was around at the time, like Tinder. It was like a straight Tinder date at this girl's condo or something complex. And I was in Phoenix for like a week. And I just ended up fucking in the guest, like in the pool house. So I don't even know if that's a date or a hookup or what.
Sounds like a hookup.
It was like maybe intentionally a date. Like the intentions were supposed to do something, but ended up just fucking in a pool house.
That's
so that was kind of a vibe, but maybe not even a date. But that's the only thing that comes to mind for me. What do you got?
For me, it's not necessarily like a one date thing. I actually flew to LA to hang out with a chick before, and.
So Jeff got flued out.
No.
Did she fly you out, Jeff?
No, I went down, and the whole experience itself, I wouldn't do it again.
I know all.
It's a good story to tell.
I know all about this. Tell them.
What you know?
What happened? Yeah.
Well,
we know.
I actually met this chick on Instagram, and I believe she followed
you slid
me.
in the DMs?
No, this was even was before sliding into DMs. And
what did you slide into?
No, it was
you gotta slide into something.
This chick followed me on Instagram. Me and my buddy Daniel and Michael, we went to LA, and I remember we went to this car show in Newport Beach, and I saw this chick that looked really familiar, and after I saw her on Instagram, and she posted a photo from that event. So instantly I knew like that was the same chick, and I think I commented on her Instagram, and then from there we started chatting, and then
Silky smooth, Jeff.
I don't know how many more months later, but I went down to LA to hang out with her. But during that hangout itself, I don't think it was worth it for me to go down there, to say the least.
Would you say it was a complete waste of time?
Well, no, it wasn't a complete waste of time, but looking back, I don't think I would have done it. But the positive end of things, she did show me good food places, and
I thought you were going to go in a completely different direction with that. And I was like,
I'm trying to be positive here, man.
Fair.
And went to Disneyland.
You went to Disneyland with her?
Yeah.
Why don't you take me to Disneyland? What the fuck?
Let's go, man.
Okay, fuck yeah. But like, didn't she finesse you a bit?
Yeah, that's why I said it wasn't the best experience.
Yeah, but like, what happened?
Well, I got there and she said she was gonna do a lot of things with me and hang out and stuff. But when I got there, she seemed like a completely different person. Got cold and literally nothing happened. And yeah, that was kind of lame, to be honest. And
Yeah,
I was
you kind of wish you got flown out at that point, huh?
Yeah, I actually bought a ticket home early to fly back.
Oh fuck that! I would have stayed.
Yeah, but that's a long old story and
That was a while ago.
Oh yeah, I think that was like what
I just found that funny how
2013 or 2014.
we were just talking about flying girls out, and I completely forgot that you got flown out.
That was my old times where I was more young and dumb, and I'm still learning and stuff, of course. But that was a time where I was more possibly, let's say we can say naive, but you live and learn and you move forward and get better.
On that comment, is there one thing that you would say you learned from that whole experience, let's say?
Yeah, don't first of all, don't do long distance relationships. Second of all, don't fly out for a chick or do any of that sorts.
What do you think, throwing it back to our other podcast, flying girls out, since we got you on the show?
Flying girls out to where you are?
Yeah.
Like Danbro's in?
Sure.
Well, I wouldn't.
Just minus the Gulf Stream. like what are your thoughts on, like, would you ever fly a girl out?
I don't think I would fly out like a random girl out, but I think.
But isn't she random if you're flying her out? You gotta fly her in. You never met her.
Well, are we talking about never meeting this girl?
Well, okay, you met a girl and you've done it. Like, you met a girl on Instagram. So, like, let's say now you meet a girl on Instagram. She wants to get flued out. What do?
I don't think I would.
Would you pay for a ticket, or you
I
do the Daniel? You give her you hit her with the invoice. So he's gonna coin that, the fucking invoice.
Yeah, I don't think I would, man.
Just hit her like on her way out. Be like, okay, so here's the water that you used over the week. Here's everything.
Swivel her.
Here's the food tab.
No, I wouldn't. What about you?
Wouldn't fly him out. I wouldn't either. Well, we talked about this already, but
okay.
I wouldn't fly him out. But fuck that.
No, screw that, man. Better ways to spend your money.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess we were gonna talk about I think it was fucking, I wouldn't say like not models, but celebrities. Like celebrity crushes.
Jennifer Aniston.
That's such a cookie cutter answer though.
Okay, but come on. Have you seen her? Like,
Okay, she's fired, but there's way, like, as far as celebrities go, there's hotter celebrities.
For me, I don't think
Like Kendall Jenner's a celebrity. She's hotter than Jennifer Aniston.
For me, like,
that's my hot take.
I think I like Kate Beckinsale, actually. She'd
have some fucking pelvis issues after. Like, if Kendall Jenner, Kendall, if you're watching, fly me out. And I hope you're gonna get hit with a fucking medical bill because like, gonna do some damage. So who? Sorry, Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah,
she's unreal.
She's very good looking.
What about you, Daniel? What's yours? Besides the cast of Friends, and don't say Ross.
Joey.
Other than that, like, I'm trying to think of like other celebrities. Do you got any more, Jeff?
No, that's the one on top of my head. I'm sure if I look around.
How about model? Who's the hottest model?
Model? Trying to think outside my head. What about you?
For models, I'd probably go with like
Victoria's Secret models.
Like okay, I don't even need to open that can of worms because it's a fucking. Just look at my Instagram feed. It's a number of fucking Instagram, or not Instagram models. Sorry, real models. What do you think of Instagram models?
Instagram models?
They're probably not as hot as they are in real life.
I don't think so. No, it's usually like photos make them look way better.
They're not like naturally that hot. Yeah, no, definitely not. I agree. But I don't know. I'm feeling like, yeah, Instagram models. I can't even put them in the same category as regular models as far as like being hot. But who's
your celebrity like?
Celebrity, the number one celebrity would be Penelope Cruz. Yeah, you got to go for a Spanglish vibe, bro. That broken up English though fucking gets me. Like, even just watching Spanglish, like that movie's a fucking vibe. I wish I could finesse that.
I never seen it.
Never seen Spanglish?
No.
Holy fuck,
I gotta watch more movies.
Seriously, you gotta get out more. You work out too much. 365. Are you gonna get a trophy this year?
I don't think so. But
fair enough. So you were saying that girl from LA, she's a bit of a freak or what? Like she was talking like some freaky shit and then like didn't want to, like it's fine if she like wasn't into it when it happened, but like she was all talk or?
She was mostly all talk and I never.
But like what kind of freaky shit? Like she would like break it down for you or what?
What happened again was, no, she started crying or something when we were actually. Speaking of how like she took me to Disneyland, she when I called her out, like I'm like, oh, like when I was on like the hangout, she was like on Tinder at the corner of my eye, and I saw, and I'm like, so what the hell is this all about? And at this point, I remember
she was on Tinder during the date.
Yeah, dude,
holy
like,
shit,
savage,
that's
man,
right.
dude. I was texting my boys back home, like I can't remember if I was texting Michael or Daniel too, but then I texted my buddy Pete, and then like I was telling him like, what the hell, like this is.
I would
bullshit.
be beside myself.
I
don't need like.
I almost wanted to walk out.
Like the phone.
I was basically like we were waiting in line for like some ride, and I almost just
I've left Disneyland. That's the happiest place on earth.
I know, right? I was upset
she
at
made
the
it a
happiest
living
place on earth. So yeah, like that night I was just texting back and forth with my friends, and like I think the next day I actually almost booked. I actually booked a flight home early.
Like spoils it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to stay. Like, what was the point? But yeah, it was just a learning experience looking back. And do I regret it? Maybe, but at the end of the day, you can't. You have to just move forward and take it as a learning experience.
Right. So I guess like I just want to switch it up here. I'm like genuinely curious. Pick one position for the rest of your life. What do you pick?
My original answer was probably cowgirl, but
fetal. just curl up in a ball.
Fuck. My original answer was cowgirl, but after hearing what my friend Michael said, like missionary, I actually like that position. And there's so many different ways to do it, like he said, and
you got to think about you got to think about longevity.
Yeah, and it's the most classic move that can't go wrong.
I would have to agree with you on that. There's literally an infinity of ways to like change that up and make it different.
Because Kay, we were talking like the reason I ask is because we were told that the fucking allegedly, I don't think this is true. Some other people that may be in the room with us might disagree. When a girl wears heels, apparently like the leverage of their like ankle, or I don't even know how to put it, like
angle,
like the angle apparently just like stimulates like new shit in their body. Not literal shit, because we're not trying to get too messy, but like Daniel's gonna look this up here. But does the angle? Hey, he's looking straight up, looking up. Does the angle of a girl's? Does the angle of high heels?
That's what we're talking about.
Does the angle of high heels affect sex? Because apparently it just like stimulates something like head to toe. And the answer is it's not even coming up because it's not real. But I don't know. I'd have to test this out for myself. Oh shit! How high heels might boost your sex life is the article we got on the go. New study have found, but not in the way you have imagined, the effect on high heels of the male libido. With the guys wearing heels, I don't know what that was.
No, what they're saying is like how it turns
the guy on. When she stood, it just cut, but I caught that. It's all good. It says like if they're standing at a 15-degree angle, it changes like the blood flow.
I can see that though.
And it'll just like overstimulate.
We're getting some info sent to us on this.
So, can high heels really give you an orgasm? That's the article we're going on. So, as every girl knows, wearing high heels makes you feel sexier. But how sexy exactly? So, let's find out. I'm going to scroll down here. What the fuck? I wish I could find this. I guess it just makes them like have an orgasm way faster. Based on, I don't even know. I can't even get through all this, but I guess it's like based on the angle or something.
What's the time we got?
Just test it out, Daniel. Throw some heels on. Let's get this going. Let's get her fucking going. Daniel, what was your position? You didn't say. You just stole ours. I didn't even say mine.
I said I agreed with Jeff.
can't just agree with it. Pick a new one.
Well, no, I should have went first because that would have been my answer.
Okay, fair enough. Favorite position is like, I gotta go doggy style. It's different.
Yeah,
you get
that's
the
all right.
you get the depth, you know.
Feels like you're.
And when you don't have that much to give,
Sorry, Jeff.
you gotta work with that.
I said it feels like you're in control.
You're a big control guy, hey?
No.
Yeah, a little bit of a dom.
Dominance.
A little bit of a dom.
Dom.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Aren't we
we're
all?
getting a little much.
Fuck it. I guess to turn back into more of the relationship thing, like what do you do if you're like, I guess you haven't experienced this, Daniel, or maybe in a previous relationship. Like what do you do if your friends don't like the girl you're with? Like what do you do, and what do you do as a friend? Like would you tell somebody, or sorry, not somebody, like would you tell your friend that like you aren't fucking with them, or like the reason why, or do you just let it slide, like let them have the relationship?
I think I would subtly tell them like what particularly thing like is bugging me bugging me about them, instead of just saying I don't like them and so and so.
I would slowly like kind of as kind of mean it as it is. I would try to like distance myself a little bit, right? But at the same time, kind of see if I can ignore it as much as possible, as long as it's not affecting my friend, like in the relationship wise. You know what I mean? As long as it's not, as long as they're happy, it shouldn't really matter. But at the same time, like it's your homie, right?
I feel like it depends how close I am with the person. Like I only have like a small amount of friends that I'm very close with that I'd probably just like be like, yo, fuck this girl. And like I've been there, like, and I've been there recently, just being like, yo, this girl fucking sucks. And I mean, I'm sure there's been girls that say that to guys, like this guy's fucking trash, because as a girl, would say all men are trash. So
yeah,
men are trash, man.
for sure. Yeah,
But
so
but I feel like I would just it depends how close I am with them. Like if I give a fuck about you, I'll probably just say something, because like I'm gonna get frustrated enough that I don't give a fuck and just tell you.
that's what I would do too.
Yeah. So that's if like that's your friend, but like how would you like? Have you ever been in a position where like somebody's done that? Like had a shitty girlfriend that you've had to tell them?
Oh, in my experiences, I've just straight up told them, right? But like, not obviously not like super harsh. I'd kind of been like, you know, kind of point to it, like without saying it outright. But if they're really close to me, I'll just straight up say it. Like the way you're playing it, I would. That's exactly how I would do it.
Yeah, I would do the same, and I have done the same. It just helps them out at the end of the day, because if you hide it from them,
You gotta look out for them first.
because sometimes, honestly, like if there's something that I don't like about them, there has to be a reason, and you're just doing it to look out for them.
Yeah, fair enough. So like that's just what you would do. Yeah, fair enough. Like
Yeah.
for somebody that's close to you.
Yeah.
I guess our last question that I had on the go was probably capping off on over an hour here already. This is easy to roll with, but like how important do you think it is for a girl to have like a good relationship with your friends? I think it's massive. Like,
Oh, it is. If they don't
yeah.
get along with your friends, then that might be a red flag right there. And
that's a red flag, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, that
not just a
sucks.
might be, actually. It's just quite a big red flag.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, that kind of goes back to when we were saying like things that you find attractive in a girl, right? Is like their personality that kind of ties into that, right? Like they should be able to just hang out with the boys, let's say, right? Or just even with your family, like get along with everybody and being able to talk and hold their own in a sense. You know what I mean?
Like I feel like if me and like if us alone, let alone like the rest of our friend group, if we're that tight knit and you're somehow not seeing something that like she's been doing or the way she acts, like something's got to be wrong there. Like if you guys are so similar and you're not seeing it, then it's like something's probably wrong there. But I'm sure there's some things that like that you let slide, because like
For sure.
nobody's ever gonna be like you
No
can't
one's
have somebody that's
perfect,
perfect, or like
No.
people always like people's expectations are always so high, and their like it's good to have high standards, don't get me wrong. Like I definitely have high standards, and I know you guys do too as well.
Of course,
But
yeah.
it's just like to an extent, like you're never gonna like
Find the perfect.
there's no such thing as
there's
like
no perfect woman.
if you just keep like if you struggle to like find just perfection in everything, and you're trying to like like
There is no such
you're
thing
gonna
as
end up loving
perfection,
somebody for
yeah.
like you'll
Yeah.
love someone
There's
that
no such thing as a unicorn, and there's no such thing as like a perfect woman.
you sure about that?
Dude, I have pictures.
We're having Bigfoot on the next podcast. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up for today on relationships. I was thinking, like, throughout this whole thing, I've been thinking, Daniel, we should definitely get a girl co-host, I suppose, or special guest on here.
Well, definitely just to kind of balance it out, right? We've always just had like guy opinions, right? So it'd be nice to
get a girl's opinion and perspective.
We had our shit talking, and I think it'd be fun to get a girl on here. So
I think so too.
I guess we'll have to think about that one. Get a good debate going, or it's just good to hear like from another perspective.
Yeah, and this honestly, like, this relationship talk, we can go on forever.
Oh, it never ends.
It never ends, and there's.
But I'm so curious now, like, to get a girl's perspective on this. So I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, the combined three of us, we have like our own experiences and like things that we've gone through. So we can go on talking for days about relationship stuff. But
we usually do.
Even on our own time, we bring it up sometimes too.
This doesn't just stop once we stop recording. This keeps on going all night.
Pretty much. But yeah, I guess that pretty well wraps it up for episode 2. Crazy to think we actually got this far considering the problems we had in the first one, but definitely happy to be here, and this is so far so good. So just want to say thank you.
Yeah, thanks again to everyone that's watching, and also like tons of like comments and support on everything. Let us know, right? Plug our Instagram again or something.
Go ahead.
And thanks for having me on here, guys.
Yeah, no, thanks you. You're definitely the wisdom we needed.
No, I don't think I'm the wisdom. Just
kind of are, man.
Just based on experience.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, like Daniel said, great feedback. Loving the feedback. We've been getting a lot of good feedback, so definitely something we're going to be rolling with for a while.
Well, definitely the feedback is what gives us majority of our content because we're pretty boring, right?
Yeah. So fair enough. I mean, the feedback definitely helps. So thank you for that, and thanks for all the support. And other than that, yeah, and thanks, Jeff, for being on.
No worries, thank you.
Definitely lived up to it. I had to call you. I had to call you out on the last one. So
coming on the way here, it was an expensive one too because I think I got a photo radar.
Oh, I forgot to mention that this was an expensive podcast for Jeff because he on his way he was picking me up. He may or may not have got a nice $400 red light ticket on his way here. So this podcast is expensive for him too.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. But
it's all good.
It's all good. Well, anyways, stay tuned for episode 3. Make sure to throw a like, subscribe to this if you're into it. We'll plug our Instagram as well if you want to keep up with this. And yeah, thanks.
Deuces.